Evening guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday. New Year's Eve. Another year gone. Wow. This is going to be a reasonably long one. Got a few things, a few people to shout out, a few things to say. Firstly, I want to show you one of the presents I got for Christmas. This is from my stepdaughter, Rachel, the youngest. And that's going to focus on that because I've got a light behind it. But it says, Merry Christmas, established 2014, Hamworth Homebrew. It's got the date 25th of the 12th and Love Rachel written on it. Probably one of the most thoughtful gifts I think you could have ever given me. That blew me away. I had no idea that she'd got it, and it just blew me away. So I suppose I better fill it. This is the Geordie Winter Warmer kit. It's still quite young, but I just want to try it, see what it's like. So I don't expect any head retention, although it's well carved, but it's got the fizzy pop bubbles. Cheers. Well, that's quite nice. Quite nice for a cheaper kit. High hopes for that one. Right. Shoutouts. Every Saturday, most Saturdays, I go on to Vaughan Live and watch a cast by Lakey bloke, Roy Lake. We have a good time. We have a good time in there. In the chat room, some good guys in there. Crew Wolf, Mark, he's always in there. Obviously Lakey bloke himself. Mick Flatbeer, he's always in there. Kev Mitchell's in there. Claire Kirby's always in there. Claire needs to do more videos, I think. Not many women do homebrew videos. We did have Sarah Pantry a while back, but don't see any videos from her around now. Obviously Bobby Meyer in the States. So yeah, Claire, you need to do some more videos, I think. Other shout outs, Brewmaster Ben, and Beer Lover 1983 Brew, which is Grant. In constant contact throughout the year with these guys. Home brewing competitions, beer festivals. If you've ever got a question that I need an answer to, straight on Facebook, and vice versa, they're the same. And usually within an hour, bing, you get an answer. So, thumbs up to those two. Uncle Jonna, always around, doing the hop swap, which I've got reservations about. My only reservation is drying them out. Where would I dry them out? And if you don't dry them out, I've heard you've got to use lots of hops to make up for the fact you haven't dried them out. Maybe wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. The last guy I haven't heard of for a while, and that's Zippy. He did the Smash Challenge. I have no clue who won that, but then he just went gone. Have anyone's heard from him or whatever? But if you're watching, Zip, get in touch, mate. I'd like to know how you're doing. Now, the subject of today's Homebrew Wednesday, homebrew disasters. When I was in one of the casts, we were chatting about homebrew disasters, and it made me remember the most horrendous. It still makes me shudder to think about it now. I just bought my mash tun from the homebrew shop and brought it home. Was just doing brewing the bag before in the electric boiler. So I think I paid about 100 quid for it. Can't remember. And I assumed you're paying that sort of money, it's going to come ready to go. So inside there was the round disc filter in the bottom with the hose going to the tap. So I thought it's all there, it's all good. Brewed my first all grain with it, and while stirring the grains I knocked the pipe off. I've since put a Jubilee clip on it to stop that happening, but so when I come to empty the wort, take the first run-ins, it blocked because there's no filter. So I put the paddle in, the hot soup, and there was the filter. I thought, oh, what am I going to do? I know what. The only thing I can do is pick the mash tun up and drain it through the mesh bag that I used to use for brewing the bag. So put the bag into the boiler and started to tip the soup into the bag. I was just going to sparge over the top of it best I could do. If you've seen my older videos, you know I've got the square type cooler mash tun. So I'm tilting it up, probably got a third of the grains in there, and I'm holding on to the lid and the handle of the mash tun. And my missus was there and she said, "You sure you don't want to hammer that?" And I said, no, I'll be alright. And as I said it, the lid went boop and come off in my hand. So the mash tun just swung on the handle and emptied all of the grains all over the floor. Now, the language. I turned into my dad for about 5 minutes, and I walked out into the garden, and my missus followed me out. She saw my shoulders going up and down laughing, and I turned to her and I said I was just like the person I said I'd never be like, and there I was. I sounded just like him. So I had to clear all that up. Needless to say, I didn't brew that day. The lot went in the bin. So that was my worst homebrew disaster. I did brew today. I brewed a Irish Red, and I knew today that it was going to be a bad day because everything that I reached for, everything that I tried to move or get was either out of reach, or I had to twist it out from amongst other things, and they were catching on other things, and I was just regaining the story of the mash tun to my other stepdaughter. We were laughing about it, and I've got a wine rack on the floor with banana wine and kit wines that I've done, and the amount of time, it's not normally there, it's normally in the living room, but because the Christmas tree's up, it's in the kitchen. And the amount of times I've kicked it in the last week, and today I came in, I had hop all over my hands because I've been measuring out the hops. So I washed my hands, Came in, thought tea towel, picked the tea towel up and kicked the wine back. And I thought, God, how many more times? And I looked down and it smashed one of the bottles. And there was banana wine heading all over the kitchen floor. Ben, you would have been proud. I had to get the mop out. So I'm mopping that up thinking, I knew it, I knew today was going to be a bad day. This fucking beer better taste good that I've done today, because I've earned it, I'll tell you. It won't, it'll taste like shit now. So that's leading on from the homebrew disaster. That was what my brew day was today. Plans for 2015. Summer house is definitely going up this year. We've got the cash for it. Just need to do the work, do the groundwork, lay the concrete base, yada yada. It's up. So that's my plan for 2015. Get all my shiz from down here to the brew house. And I really must try to get this stout on nitro. I must. I've got the taps, I've got the regulator. I just need to get the gas. Some sort of kegerator idea going on. But that'll be later on in the year once the summer house is up and I've got time to fuck around in there doing stuff. So that's me done with my fizzy bottle of Coke, which I promise you is not. Enjoy what's left of 2014. It's 20 to 9 now. So cheers guys, and I will see you in 2015. I hope it's a good one for you. Cheers.